what was his goal in repeating this obvious, disprovable lie to people who are really at the crowning achievement of their young professional career?
This was shameful race baiting. This is Joe Biden at his worst. The reason I wrote the book, Put Y'all Back in Chains, How Biden's Policies Harm Black America, is because I wanted readers to understand that this man started his political career by dividing Americans along racial lines. He's the one that talked about integration as creating a racial jungle in our public schools. He's the one who regularly attempts to divide America. He bragged at one of his failed presidential campaigns that his state, Delaware, was a slave state. He palled around with some of the worst segregationists in the Democrat Party, some of which is redundant. But this president, when running as vice president for Barack Obama, lied to a college audience and said the policies of his Republican opponent, Mitt Romney, would put blacks back in chains. Here's the truth. Black Americans did so much better under the policies of Donald Trump than we have seen in a generation. More black Americans, when Trump was president, were able to buy a new car for the first time. More black Americans were able to go on a family vacation. But what Donald Trump's policies did, which Barack Obama's policies did not. Barack Obama's policies harmed blacks, but you ain't seen nothing yet. Joe Biden's policies made things worse. The contrast is what Donald Trump's policies did were great for all Americans. Black Americans can see just 4 years ago how much better their lives were than they are now, just like millions of other Americans. Lying to these young men and telling them that today America is going to be difficult, today they're going to work harder. The only reason for that is the mind-numbing inflation that Joe Biden's policies have created. There's not some racial injustice happening in America. The truth is, the EEOC reports claims of racial mistreatment against black Americans are at record lows today. What is true? Repossessions among black Americans are at record highs. Foreclosures among black Americans are at record highs. Indebtedness for college is at a record high because this president promoted policies that got some talented black people to be admitted to colleges that they weren't equipped to compete at. Only thanks to the Supreme Court knocking down this affirmative action policy will more black Americans enter school and graduate.